Where do I begin? I've thought hard and long for over a decade about how I can approach this, because I've been wanting to do YouTube for over since 2012, so it's what, 12 years ago. Holy moly. But I just couldn't like quite articulate everything all into one. You know, back then I didn't even have a camera. I didn't have I was too young and stupid. I was like doing millions of other hobbies and all these different things. So right now, for me, time is now. Anyhow, I'm trying to reconcile Christian view to the world view. And many people have tried it, and many people have attempted it. And they've all done a very, I can't say they all failed. I don't view it like that. I don't view people trying it as like failure, right? They try, but they take a certain path to whatever their journey or life or whatever it is, you know. But still, I just feel like the world is so much bigger. And again, by no means, by me doing this whole YouTube thing and me putting my life in, you know, in public, and like I'm using my own personal life as a test read subject, blah blah blah. Even I say all this stuff, I'm nothing. I'm not even a speck of dust compared to like this whole grand spectrum of the internet and the world itself, and then what's beyond this and the universe about. Yes, we're gonna talk about all of that. Okay, we're gonna absolutely get into every one of those things, like every hard question that like you can literally think of. Okay, we're gonna talk and get into it. Okay. Anyhow, I told you not every video that you're gonna see from me in the future is not always like gonna be, oh my god, like well thought out, scripted, or like whatever, voiceover, blah, showing you all these different cool places around the world and blah blah blah. You're gonna get real raw moments like this right now. Like me right now being animated in front of the camera, like I'm like want to talk about every I don't know, every possible thing that we can think of and talk about. I want to do it, you know. But again, I've been storing up all this for over 12-13 years of me recording all this, and now I'm just trying to really get into this. This whole video is about different kinds of worlds that we live in. All right, but there's 7 different types of worlds. Okay, are you ready? All right, let's get into it. I hope and pray that whoever's watching this video, it will be beneficial to you, you know, or in whatever the life stage or walk, wherever you are with your truth quest to whatever life purpose and, you know, all of that. I want to start off by giving you the outline. Okay, there's a lot more in terms of going into details of each of these worlds, but for now, I've decided to simply state the outline, okay? Later, I want to do like a big documentary about literally like the construct of the world, like, and then each elements and departments of subworlds and everything like that. I mean, this project is going to be like almost like, perhaps maybe it could be like the biggest documentary of my life. I don't know, who knows. Understanding the difference of each of the worlds will help us determine the world in which we are seeing with our eyes, but also from other people's perspective on their worlds. I also want to state that I understand every single person is of their own mind and that they have the freedom to choose what they believe in. Oh my God, I know. Even that statement is going to trigger a lot of people, and it's going to tickle some of the other more intellectually higher people. I don't know everything, and I never will. Same goes with you all who are watching. I am always open to correction and learning something new. I really mean it. This is the very reason why I've created this channel, and to go deep into the mysteries of the world and discovering if the truth actually exists. Okay, I know truth is all truth relative. Oh my God, my truth is truth for me, but you're not. Blah, 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 blah. There's so much of this going on, okay, around the world. Okay, so we'll get to all of that. For now, we can agree to disagree with every disagreement we will have in the future, and at least agree on this. And that agreement is the different kinds of worlds that we're all living in. 7 different types of world that I personally have distinguished, but I just want to also say the last 2 worlds, they kind of sort of like intermix. I mean, you'll see what I'm saying. Okay, let me just explain all this, okay? There's so much more, okay? Number 1, collective world, the actual reality, a physical place, our current present world, like duh, like, right? Like we all live in this like physical world. What other world we live in, right? That's just to make sense. That's what exactly I'm saying, okay? It's so normal and it's so mundane and so, I don't know, common sense. Like, duh, what else is more real than this like current life, this physical, like, our you know, right? It's hard to think and believe that there might be other types of worlds, okay? So just keep listening. This place consists of daily routines, tasks, work, errands, practicality, mundane things, but nonetheless, this place is physical, materialistic, and tangible. In this world, I'm part of drumming / music, sports, MMA, filmmaking, blah, blah. And then the filmmaking world crosses into a different world, by the way. And then the edited world, the digital medium format of world in which you are also seeing, that's a different world, okay, which I'm going to get to. So my personal physical world in this, you know, number one category of the collective world is that I'm just letting you know that I'm part of these type of worlds. Your world could be like, you know, it could be if you're a doctor or if you're a lawyer, or if you're whatever profession you're in, that's your world too, you know, whatever the thing that you do for making money. Second, spiritual world, a realm considered the world of afterlife, a place that is considered not to have time. Dimension is also transcending that of this world's mind can comprehend. Both the spirit world and the physical world are in constant interaction with one another, and it is to be believed that of angelic and demonic beings encountering humans in this physical world. It is perceived and believed that spiritual world can encounter the physical world much easier than that of the physical world encountering with the spiritual world. When you get into this part of the spiritual world, you have to talk about the world of pantheism, the atheism, agnosticism, ancient civilization, the age of Earth, the biblical age of Earth versus the science view age of Earth. So much. I guess we will get into all of that but I'm just outlining again. Outline. World number 3, the internet world / digital world. This is good. I mean, this right here, all these different, I don't know, what's the word? Element. I don't know how what's the word that really, it's all part of one word. I get it, yeah. But then it's like you can really distinguish it. You know what I mean? Different part, right? You get me, right? Even you watching me ranting all this, like you understand. Like you're literally behind the whatever the phone that you're watching. I hope you guys are not watching the phone. The phone sucks. The sound quality sucks. Maybe watch on the laptop or computer, just so you know. So the internet world, the digital world, okay? Arguably the biggest, most complicated yet relatable world that all modern people agree to disagree. Also stems from actual physical world just captured in digital format and uploaded to internet, the cloud, right? Actually, the internet is not just the cloud, just so you know. If you really want to know what the internet is, we can go deep into that subject, but let me know if you really want to talk about that. But I did a paper on this in college a long time ago. Anyone and everyone from around the globe can access this world as long as they have access to the internet, right? Smartphones, you know, everybody has it, like even 5-year-olds these days have it, you know, it's crazy, right? Okay, number 4, our inner self world. Oof, right? Our inner, I'm talking about the world of the mind, right? This is so complex, okay? The mind of a person is truly intricate, complex, and unique, yet perplexing because we constantly change. This world can only be seen by the person who is the. Could it be the conscious that recognize the self? Or is there something within us, such as the essence of a person, the soul, spirit, mind, and the body? Okay, I just want to say this real quick before I get any further. Those of you who know Dr. William Lane Craig, brilliant guy, Christian apologist. He's men of many things, author too, like just a lot. He's in the world of science too. There's Dr. Stephen Myers. There's John Lennox. There's James Tour. Fantastic. There's a podcast with Dr. William Lane Craig and Roger Penrose. I can link that in the description below so you guys can go check it out, okay? In a world of psychiatry, study of the brain, they argue for human consciousness, but the mind is not a simple matter, for it has to have logic and reasoning in order to know and believe something is true. We're not a simple molecule, atoms, and cells that think without a reason. And William Lane Craig said something along this line. He said, mathematical abstract realm cannot be the source of the physical or conscious/mental realm, because abstract by definition are causally by the feet. So, I mean, go watch the whole thing. That's brilliant. This is what William Lane Craig had to say. He said, at the end of the day, all evidence show that mind gave rise to matter. We can come back to the whole number 4 category, the world of mind. Okay, that has to be addressed. It's something that I'm really wrestling with, really deep into the studies right now. My own self, my own consciousness, my mind. Like how do I know what is real? Like, if you're a young Christian and your foundation is not set, I don't even want to take you to that route. You know what I mean? Because it's going to shake your faith like crazy. Okay, this is that world of the study of the human consciousness and the mind, the world of psychiatry. If your foundation, in my personal opinion, if your foundation is not really set in terms of the worldview, which I hope that your foundation is Jesus Christ, truly, if it's not set in stone, then some of the stuff that I will go into is super deep, and your faith is gonna just shatter. Okay, so please, I want you to know that, and I should probably say that in the beginning of my video, like disclaimer, blah blah blah, interpret it how you will, right? Type of thing, whatever. All right, number 5, editing world for filmmakers like myself. I know this doesn't really account for everybody, all the viewers. I get it, I fully get it, but I wanted to include this world because we're living in a world of information, as you know, consume information through no longer necessarily books or articles or newspapers, but rather more so with the video. This is why you're here, right? This is exactly why you're here. You want to I don't know, just learn from the video format, right? It's more convenient, yeah. This world contains the past from the actual physical world. Anything you film will become the past. The very moment you press the record, and the very moment I pressed the record again to cut the recording, I could do that right now, right? Like, just go over there and boop, cut it. It captures like the very moment of this real world. Like, I'm in this very much this real world, right? I can show you this clock, right? Like, I can show you the world clock, like the East Coast, West Coast, blah, blah, different time zones, different world. This is a real world, and I'm capturing that, but once I stop recording, it just becomes the past. Everything in it. So think about it like this: in this world of edited world, like this digital world, it's a totally different mindset. I want you guys to understand. This is why I include this, because no matter where you are in life, you're always consuming video. Like, even now, like, it's really tough, right? This very present moment that I'm recording, I'm speaking to you right now, this very split hair second, every moment that comes by, because time goes this one direction, right? Time does not exist in both directions, okay? If that were to be true, if time existed from like all the way to the infant to the left in the past, all the way to the infant to the right, which is the future, if that's the case, then that means that today would have never arrived, truly, okay? And I stole this from Dr. Frank Turk, okay? So all the credit to him. Think about that real quick. So the world of edit is so complicated, because not only am I trying to film myself, talk about all this realistic stuff that happens in the real world, but then I have to also edit, and I have to also like cater to the audience. Like, I'm like thinking about like, oh my God, what kind of viewers are watching my video? Like are they, what level of, the intellect, what level of like comprehension, and like, where are they? Everyone's different. Everyone's so vastly different. So like, yes, I can drive myself crazy. Yes, okay. Although the live stream is technically unedited and truly live in the moment, but this too will become the past. Animation and illustration may not be from this real world, but it comes from rather of that world number 4, the mind, the inner self world, okay? This is what I said in my second video when I posted. I said, I can transcribe like pretty much just about every video out there, except for like CGI. I haven't really dove hard into that word, like a super complicated edits, that there's so many different kinds of edits, that there's so many intricate ways you can edit, like this clever way, there's different types of cuts, okay? There's a bunch of different okay, I don't even want to get into the whole technicalities of filmmaking, okay? You don't even know what I'm talking about. This world gets edited and altered. Can I grab a megaphone and say that? Edited and altered, okay? This world constantly gets altered. Every single digital media format you will ever see it's even me saying all this, like, I'm gonna cut out all this lot of stuff, okay? And then I'm just like stitch it out. I'm only gonna show you what I want to show you. That's in the world of a so-called digital creator, like we're not gods, okay? We don't create things. We can, okay. Really important thing I want to say when we're in this topic. People in this field, particularly the filmmaking, a lot of people create these so-called, content, and they're like, oh yeah, I created it. Oh my God, I'm genius. I'm God. I am like, oh, I created it. Oh, it's me. No, you didn't. Shut up, man. It's stupid. First of all, are you the creator of the air that we breathe? Are you the creator of the light, space, time, and matter? No, you're not. We will come back and talk more about this world, okay? Number 6, worldview from society standpoint. Okay, this touches with the historical worldview and the history of civilization, etc., etc. This is like, I know we live in a Western culture, and although this truly is the melting pot of all nations and like all culture and all isms, all ideologies, all religion, blah, 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 mix and mash and blah, 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 right? Guys, you gotta understand, do you have any idea what's going on outside of US, around the globe? I talk to all kinds of different people, but there are some people in this country, they're just so dumb, okay? I can't even, it makes me want to just quit life. I don't understand how some people can have such a narrow view to the world, okay? Western culture, Eastern culture, okay? That's kind of like in a globe construct of the world, that's kind of how the society is divided. Nobody really calls it the northern society versus the southern society. That's like northern and southern thing, that's actually within each country, not as a whole entire world globe. When you talk about the world difference, they distinguish by the East and the West. So I come from the East. I carry the Eastern philosophy, Eastern mindset, Eastern culture, Eastern philosophy, religion, and even the Christianity in the East is, although there are similarities, but there's vastly different things. Okay, the way collective society views the world from human species. Oh, okay. Let's try to have this view. Okay, let's try to think that, okay, all the theistic people out there, right? All the non-theistic, all the pantheists, whatever freaking you believe. Okay, think about it like this: like you're born in a very, I don't know, non-civilized jungle or some, I don't know. You were born there, and then literally you were brought up as like this you're a human being, but you're not educated. You don't really understand the language, dialect, and then you don't understand about not even really educated in terms of morality. So you don't like you think cannibalism might be okay. You might think that, rape, sex, whatever, like all these different crazy things. There's an interesting thing about this part of this world that I think a lot of the theistic people not really truly go in and dive deep into. I think this is part of it. I know that's really incredibly hard to picture because you're born in the West culture and this is all you ever know. Like all the Christian people, all the theistic people, like I know, I get it. Like you literally born and raised in church, like someone like me, right? But trying to completely erase that whole, like all of that is irrelevant. Like think about it like that. Have you ever thought of it like that? No, you probably didn't, right? Okay, but just try to think like that, right? There are world views from that point of view, okay? So that's what I'm trying to say. So in this particular world, you have to obviously talk about the what is theistic view, what is atheism, what is agnostic, and what is pantheism. The human biology, you have to get deep into the world of science too here, like science, physics, astronomy. I mean, it's extremely complicated. But again, all of this is all still part of the actual collective world too. It's not so simple. It's not. This is my attempt to trying to distinguish, okay? This is incredibly complicated. Okay, I hope you understand that. Number seven. Again, I told you in the beginning of the video, I said that last two worlds is kind of like they're all intermixed and like it's a little hard to distinguish, but nonetheless, I just wanted to say it. Okay, so here's number 7. The world of the past from the beginning of civilization, present, and future. This world entangles with this current physical world. The world of the past. Talk about different eras, right? Most people, when we think about the world, they only know and what is right in front of them, right? Every past era is of their own collective world. My world from 1990, I was born 1990, I went through 2000. 2000 was monumental. Like I remember that year 2000, I came to the US, our family came to the US. I was 10 years old, I remember everything. And I spent the next 23 plus years now in America. And yes, I just gave away my age. But yeah, if I can really dissect different types of worlds that, I can observe the world of the past within from my own perspective, but there's also the perspective of my parents, my parents' generation. They're the baby boom generation. And then my grandparents, which is the last dying generation, praise the Lord, and we must preserve and respect all those people right now. Like there aren't many left right now. The silent generation, which is like, man, I think about that generation a lot of like the things that they went through. They went through arguably silent generation went through World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, Russian Cold War, what else? The war in Iraq, 9/11. Just I'm trying to think about all this like big like historical like wars and like these world phenomenons to just the thing that impacted the world in the last like 50 plus years, right? So that's what I'm saying. So if you think of it like that, my parents, grandparents, and then if there are any like what's before silent generation, I forgot if someone knows, let me know. All of them vastly different. And then not to even get into like the whole like 2,000 years ago, time of Jesus, and then like there's so much more, guys. There's like this. You know why I'm doing this, right? There's so much incredible amount of things that we can talk about. We can sit down and dissect and then get into. And then there's this part of the world. Okay, there's the dream world. What the heck is a dream, right? I know there's very different interpretation of the dream. There's an interpretation from the biblical standpoint. There's an interpretation from like the view from the science, and then there's ever complicated like interpretations of every collective individual and their dreams and in their world. Like, now what is vision? Okay, vision. What the heck is vision? Is vision dream, or like vision supposedly like you're supposed to be awake and then you're basically like dreaming like while you're awake or something like along that line. I don't even know exactly. Or vision. But then the thing is, English translation of vision is like, oh, my vision is like to make the money. And then, guys, there's so much incredible amount of things that we can get into. I know the world is chaos, and the world has always been on fire. Like it's been chaos and bananas, even time of Jesus and before Jesus, and like, yeah, you can arguably say that you can trace back all the way to like, oh my God, the beginning of the civilization. Who is it? Like, is Adam real? Blah, blah, oh my God. Did I also say, why am I doing this? Why am I not doing this? Because think about it. I am bored with your average day-to-day life, like just regular conversations or studies, is boring. You can study like you really want to you study and get into whatever you want to learn about, engineers to science to mathematics, and so many different things, parts of the world you can get into, right? Like you can get into the world of making money, you can relationship, like knock yourself out, right? For me, truly, when I tested every single isms, every single ideologies, every single worldview, concepts, like the high level of everything that you can possibly think of in any subject of any way that human mind can freaking comprehend and study and try to like, right? Like, what bigger topic to talk about other than God? There is none. Yes, the world people, I know you just heard me say that, and they're like, oh my God, it's so subjective, God, many guys, different words. We will get to all of that, so just hold your horses, okay? World people, I'm with you too. Christian people, I'm with you too. Gosh. I'm trying to reconcile, okay? Please. I want my channel to be like a place where we can all kind of come. If we still call ourselves civilized, right? 2024, you would think that people should be intellectually civilized, but no, not really either. Gosh, like, can you even? So this is the end. This is what I want to say. Yes, I realize some worlds I've mentioned could be categorized better with another category of worlds. But I just wanted to simply make this video and to give you an outline that it can help us all to distinguish and to better understand of our world. I know this is all mind-bending, triggering, stimulating, whatever word to describe your state of mind, but I just want to remind you how big this world is. I know you hear people say, oh my God, such a small world. Well, dummy, that's because you only live in a small community and you spent your entire life here, okay? You're like, just go out, learn about the world, okay? This world is enormous, okay? There's so much to learn and explore, okay? Some people drive me nuts. Maybe I drive myself nuts, I don't know. At the end of the day, there are two views. Either a matter gave rise to the mind, or mind gave rise to the matter. We will get into a lot more, but this statement derives from an argument between science versus God about origin. Did the universe have a beginning? If so, how did life start? Etc., etc. That's the million-dollar question, okay? So when I said earlier, what other big topics is there about God topic in this world? There isn't, right? So the next step down would be like this humans' ultimate reasoning of like the toughest question, right? That would be, if the universe truly exists and is infinite, like where did that all came from? Like what's the origin of that? Like how did the life form, like universe, why is it all infinite, blah, 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 black hole, blah, 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 the sun, the solar system, the galaxy, the universe, blah, blah, it's just infinite. Okay. See that all of that, right? People don't know, and the scientists, atheists, and atheist scientists, whatever, people are like, oh my God, it's gotta be the Big Bang, something. Okay, and then there's obviously the theistic view. Yeah, sure, we believe in the Big Bang, quoting Dr. Frank here. He said, I believe in the Big Bang. He's like, I just know who banged it, okay? That's freaking, there's so many layers of humor to that. This is why I'm doing all this YouTube thing, because I'm just so fascinated with this. And then on top of this, here's what I'm doing. So listen carefully, please. I wanted to say this from maybe like the first video. So I'm trying to reconcile Christian view to the world view, okay? I'm flat out saying it right now. I am a Christian who obviously believe in God and Jesus, the Bible, everything, okay? The world has to have some kind of a designer and some, like, nothing can come from nothingness, okay? That's just logic for logic. Like even my human mind, right? Like, not trying to bring this like God thing, God topic, or trying to be all Christian here or whatever, you know, but truly, like, I mean, I really try to think like in terms of human level logic, right? Nothing is truly not nothing. Think about that. There has to be an intellect, there has to be some kind of a designer with mind, with purpose. No form of creation is without a purpose. This is what I really believe, what I truly believe, and I think this is more factual more so than I believe. And I think this statement really carries a lot of meaning. I think a lot of you who are watching who can also relate to this too. Think about it. Do you ever do anything in life without any reason? No. You have to have a set of reason in life that you do something, right? Correct? You're hungry, okay, so go eat. Okay, you're bored, and you just go entertain yourself in the world of internet. Like I said, like the world of internet, I think it was like number 5 or something. You just indulge yourself, like blah. But still, rather, I mean, sure, yeah, you can do everything, but please don't live your life so dumb, please. Okay, that's not what I want you to do. Okay, so yeah, I mean, really, gosh, there's a million things I can say seriously, and I can just ramble and go about this all day long. I'm trying to really have a very specific, you know, way I want to structure all my content. I do. I do have a master plan. Yeah, you just don't know it yet. Okay, but some days I'm in the state of mind where I want to just dump everything out. That's why, like, even my third video, there's a part where I said, I wish I could show you everything that I've ever went through or that I have gone through in this world. And I don't know, man. I don't even know I'm doing this, right? I'm just, again, see right here, right now, me saying that to you right there, that's me wanting to relate with you in terms of human level. I'm not here to say that I know everything, like that God is like I don't even want to project like a moral police, a moral monster, like all these people that the world thinks of God, and then when they hear about the word Bible or Jesus, like they have already somehow they form different levels of rejection and wrong perception about God, that the God is somehow is gonna punish them all, and then like, but really, it does come down to several things. But if you're a person who's really in the life trajectory where you're like seeking for the truth, by the way, there has to only be one truth, okay? There are many part truth, okay? But there has to be only one absolute truth, okay? Like, just exactly like Jesus said, I am the truth, the way, the life, I'm trying to relate with you human level, right? And I'm trying to let you guys, the world, know truly, you can go into every isms, every ideologies. You can go into many different worldview. You can think that whatever you believe is true, and you can absolutely believe it with all your might, all your soul, all your power, whatever you say. You can trust me. I've been there. Okay, but logically speaking, in terms of human, like my very essence of this human being is saying, you can't have all this world views, like all these different world views, right? Like every ism, ideology is everything, and they all be true. It's the law of non-contradiction, right? You guys heard of that? Like it's directly going against that. Literally. I mean, you tell me every view in the world is true, like all truth is relative. Is that really true? Like think about that hard, like really hard. Okay? That means you have to get into the world of the mind, the psychiatry, like the like, and then like the whole world of science, and science doesn't acknowledge that the mind and the brain are the same thing, because as soon as they acknowledge that they're both the same thing, they have to acknowledge the supernatural, which is the world of like the religion, the God topic, blah blah blah, which is something that they're really trying not to face and acknowledge. Anyways, okay, all right. There's much more, much more. Okay, I'm gonna end it by saying this. The reason why I believe in Christian view is because there is actually an evidence-based. Okay, Bible is actually not a fairy tale. It's not a made-up story. I know. I have believe me. I'm gonna show it. I have friends, tons of friends who are in the way different trajectory about the Bible. Like they're like Bible scholars, and then people who, Bob Ehrman's still like a bunch of different people like in that category, like who super critiqued about the, translations to different eras and different versions of interpretations. Like there's so much, guys. Okay, that world, if we're gonna get into it, I mean, I actually do want to get into it because I think it's very necessary for people to understand. That's a whole other thing. That's a whole other discussion. But either way, again, if I can leave you with this, literally, right? I know, yes, everybody's on their truth quest and what is right, blah, blah. No, I get it. I fully get it. And that's why I'm showing you, and I'm using my own personal life, I'm gonna show you just like everything, like my own human side, my imperfections of my immaturities to my inner boy selfishness to, I don't know, lust that I go through. Like just name pretty much everything that any human from any category of life can relate to. I'm gonna show you, okay? I'm not afraid of that. I'm with you, and I understand where you are. I truly do, okay? And I'm not saying by no means I know everything, okay? Please don't understand me like that either, okay? I just know for a fact, okay? Even if I wasn't a Christian, okay, think about it. Even if I wasn't Christian, and trust me, the world, I hope you guys understand this. Yeah, Paul, you're always like if you're only born in Christian, family, and then like of course you say you're gonna be non-biased, but you're always gonna be biased subconsciously. Yeah, that's a fair statement. Yeah, I get that. But I literally have in the past like 4 or 5 years, I haven't gone to church. I'm now actually coming back to church like this year, and no, and to Christian people, no, I was not deconstructing, okay? I was going into different path, okay? I wanted to really understand where the world stood in terms of like why people don't believe in God. Like I really wanted to get into the worldview, and like I really wanted to comprehend it. Okay, so I went far into every belief science, to pantheisms, to every other religions, to like really. So I just want to say Christianity is actually an evidence. Okay, yes, despite of what I just said about the Bible, so, oh my God, Bible being all, there's all these errors and this and that, blah blah. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so please, at least right now, we can agree to disagree. Yes. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Okay, that's it. Bye.